the Lazy Daisy, if you know your embroidery stitches, which is, it's just like the chain stitch, only you make individual links instead of making a whole chain of that stitch. I'm starting out with the Lazy Daisy by putting a row of size 11 seed beads on my needle and thread, and you'll notice that I am matching the bead color to the thread, not the fabric color, because with many beading stitches you do see some thread between the beads. So just like the chain stitch, I'm going to push all the beads aside except the first one, put my needle through the first bead and the fabric, and when I pull, it'll look much like the chain stitch when we started. We have one loop, or as it's called, the Lazy Daisy. Now, you could make a flower with petals such as this, that what I call are loose and floppy. Or if you'd want to control more where the petal is laying on your fabric, bring your needle and thread through the fabric inside your Lazy Daisy petal. And just like we ended the chain stitch, I'm going to pick up a short row of beads. I usually use about 4 or 5. I'm going to push them down inside the loop and touching the fabric, and then pass my needle and thread through the fabric right where the Lazy Daisy round end or loop ends. And then as I pull, I want to make sure that the beads cross over the beads so that we don't see a large amount of thread showing. So here's a Lazy Daisy. It's a petal, and here I've anchored it down just like we ended the chain stitch. Some examples of using the Lazy Daisy and not securing them to the fabric. And then here are some flower petals where I have taken a short row of beads as I just demonstrated, and that's how they're being anchored to the fabric, so they're not going to be moving around on you. As you can imagine, you can also use the Lazy Daisy as a leaf formation by just changing the colors of the beads to replicate a leaf color.